Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we will see about managing complex plays and playbooks. So in this chapter, first topic, we will see about selecting host with the host patterns. So I have created a sample inventory where I have mentioned the combination of different combination for host and host groups. So first I'm going to make sure all my managed hosts are reachable. Okay, so I have 3 managed hosts and all 3 I can see I get a success replay. And let me cat out the sample inventory that I have created. Okay, so here you can see the different combination how we can create the host patterns for the host and host group. So basically host patterns are used to specify the host to target by a play or add a command. So in simple term, the name of the managed host or a host group in the inventory is a host pattern that specifies that host or host group. So here you can see web.acg.com and data.acg.com. So these two are simple host. So you can invoke this host by using the direct host name. And here you can also see the host group. So if you specify this open brace and lab close brace, so this will be called as the host group and this is called as the host. So you can specify multiple hosts within the host group. So I have created a multiple host group here. For example, test, data center 1, data center 2, and here I have created the child host group. That means here we can create a child group under which we can put the other host group. So here I have created data center child group. Under that I have mentioned data center 1, data center 2 here. Okay, and we can also specify the IP address. So here you can see there is a host group called new, and I have mentioned couple of IP address. So when we can call the deploy any task to these two IP address, we can mention this group name. Okay, so now let us see how we can create a play using a host group. So I'm going to just create a simple playbook, just a play like where how we can use the host and a host group. So here, as you know, you can start with 3 dashes and you can put some name here using host, or let's put using host pattern. Okay, and here you have to specify the host. So first we'll see how we can use the host group. So as you know, we have seen we have declared some of the host and host groups in our sample inventory file. So to call the group, you can directly specify the group name here. For example, here I'm just specifying lab, or you can also specify, for example, data center 1 or data center 2. So that is how you can specify the host group, and this playbook will be applied to all the managed host under that particular host group. And next we can see there is a special group name called all. So initially you might have noticed I have used Ansible all-m ping in a module to check the ping for all the managed host. So using all, it will call all the host or host group that we have mentioned in the inventory file. And there is also a special group named ungroup. Okay, so using this name ungrouped, that will include all the managed hosts in the inventory file that are not member of any other group. So in our sample inventory, we have mentioned a couple of hosts, web.acg.com and data.acg.com. So those two are ungrouped. So these two are a special inventory. Okay, so now we know like what is all and ungrouped. So these two are the special group named. And next we'll see about the host with the wildcards. So in this example, like we can use the asterisks. This will match all host pattern using the asterisks. So you can put it single quote asterisk and again single quote wildcard character that will matches any string. If the host pattern is just quoted in the asterisk, then all the hosts in the inventory will match, irrespective of grouped or ungrouped. So it will match all the hosts. Okay, so the another host pattern will be using asterisk character. We can match any substring of the inventory host or host group. For example, we can use asterisk .acg.com. So in this example, the host pattern will match all the inventory name that end in .acg.com. Okay, and we can also use the IP address. For example, 192.168.1. Asterisk and single quote. So in this example, it uses a wildcard host pattern to match the names of host or host group that start with 192.168.1. So all the host or host group that start with this IP, it will matches. Okay, and next I'm going to use data center asterisk. So in this example, it uses the wildcard host pattern to match the names of a host or host group that begin with data center. Okay, all the host or host group that begin with data center, it will match. Okay, and next we'll see how to list multiple groups or hosts. So here we can, for example, mention labhost1.acg.com. So it will be comma separated list of managed host. Then all those managed host will be targeted. test2.acg.com, and you can specify IP as well, 192.168.1.10. So multiple entries in an inventory can be referenced using logical list, which will be comma separated list of host patterns that matches all host or host group. Here we can also mix managed host, host group, and wildcard. For example, let me put the host group. Again, the host group that start with data asterisk and IP address 2.11. So I can also specify in this mixed managed host. Okay, next we'll see a different host pattern. Okay, here let me put lab and ampersand data center 1. So here if an item in the list start with an ampersand character, then host must match that item in order to match the host pattern. So it will work similar to the logical AND gate. For example, so based on the the inventory file, here the following host pattern, it will matches the machines in the lab group. Okay, and only if they are also in the data center group. Okay, so it has to match the host in both the group and only that will be called. And similarly, there will be or using the not. So let me see an example to understand better. So we can put our data center and the exclamation character test2.acg.com. So here, if we want to exclude the host that matches the host pattern from the list by using the exclamation or this bang character in front of the host pattern. So this will operate like a logical NOT. So in this example, it matches all hosts defined in the data center group except test2.acg.com based on the inventory file. Here we can also specify the other way, like exclamation test2.acg.com and data center, because we have already group the child group called data center. So the final example shows that let's see, like all exclamation data center 1. So here it will match all the hosts in the inventory except data center 1 host group. Okay, so I'm not going to save this file. Okay, so that's it in this video, and here we have seen all the different combinations of host and host pattern, how we can use it in the inventory file, and based on the requirement and based on in which host or host group you want to run the task, accordingly you can modify or use the pattern in your playbook. Okay, that's it in this video, and I'll see you in the next. Thank you.